Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Monday, so of course we're doing a sales video today. There's quite a variety actually going out today, so I thought I'd sort of show you a bit more than usual as there is sort of such a variety. So as usual, we'll start off with some singles. Not a great variety of singles going out this weekend though, but here they are. So first we've got this Star U Reverse Holo from Brilliant Stars, and these Hunting Gloves Reverse Holo as well. Not particularly valuable or interesting, but the reverse hollows and stuff, they tick along, and they're pretty good. Next up, we've got a Raichu V from the same set. Nice card, which quite like the Raichu V. We actually pulled the Raichu full art from the Pikachu V box, so if you've not checked that video out, go back and check it out. It's a pretty good video actually. I quite enjoyed that box. Next up, we've got some Metazoo Cryptid Nation first editions. These are just all kind of commons and uncommons, and these were all ordered by the same person, so those will be going out to you. I can't remember how much they are exactly. They're sort of £1, £2 each, something like that. Next, so that was all the singles actually. For TCGs, we've also got this Digimon starter deck, Machine Black. These have got a booster pack inside. Yeah, they're quite cool. We've not got many of these left now, and I think these are actually out of print now. They're onto the next deck, so we're just trying to clear those down. Obviously, we sold a bunch of like the Pikachu V boxes, the stacking tins, and that sort of stuff. I'm not going to bother showing you all of that because it's just keep showing you all of those. It's not really worth it. Next up. We'll do some video games. So first one, we've got this PlayStation 2 Onimusha Warlords. I don't think I've ever actually played this one, but I assume it's probably just like Onimusha. Next one, we have FIFA 96 on the PS1. It's in pretty good condition. There's a couple of cracks there. I think there's one on the front as well. Yeah, there's one here. But inside, you got the manual, you got the disc, and they're both in really good condition. I mean, this manual as well look at the size of that thing. Imagine getting something like that in an Xbox game now, or a PlayStation game. But yeah, pretty good condition inside. This was £10, I think. Next up, we have some Mega Drive and Master System games. We've had these on the store for quite some time, and these were part of a much larger bundle. And so these were auctioned off actually. I think these ones went for £15. So you got Tasmania, Aztec Adventure, and the Heavyweight Champ on the Master System. I think they went out on auction for £15-20, something like that. It wasn't a great amount. Again, for the Mega Drive, we've got Mega Games 1 and Mega Games 2. I actually thought these would be much more popular, especially this one because it's got Shinobi, Streets, and Golden Axe. This one's just got football and Super Hang On, which are not the most popular games, but these two are going up for £15. Next up is part of the Xbox bundle that we would have seen in a video a couple weeks ago. It's just some more games. So these are the Saints Row bundle. I think these are £8, something like that. Again, we've got the Far Cry bundle. This is going out as well. Again, I think it's probably roughly the same price. And then what you would have also seen is obviously in that Xbox bundle there was actually two Xboxes, and I sort of envisaged that one of them wouldn't work, and I was right. It actually had a stuck disc tray, and it just doesn't read discs. So what we've done is obviously we've had to part out that, and it's not all love lost. I mean, we've taken the extension lead, and we've got the TV cables from it. These are tested and working, obviously, because we had to boot up the Xbox with it. But these are going out for £15, so it just gets a little bit of money back on that lost Xbox. Next up, this is quite an interesting one. These are this is obviously Gengar from Pokémon. These are the Tomy figures from the 90s. You may remember them. This one is actually, you can actually see through it. It's kind of transparent, translucent. For some reason, the Gengar is very expensive. Well, I say very expensive, but I think they're expensive for what they are, but these are both going out for £20 each, and the same customers bought both of those. But they're pretty cool. I do like the Gengar just because they are translucent. But there you go. So that's those are pretty valuable if you've got those hanging around. They've got some value to them. Next up, we've got some Funko Pops. Again, these were a bunch of a much larger bundle that we bought last year. And yeah, someone approached us and said, "Yeah, I've got a collection of about 100 pops," and we ended up buying them all. These are sort of the last remnants. This one's in pretty bad condition, so we just auctioned it off. This went for £10. Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty. This is one with a laser, which you can see just here. Yeah, so it's a pretty beat up box, but that one still went out for £10. Those are usually sort of like a £20 pop. Next one is this Dragon Ball Z Goaten. This is in a fair condition, I would say. There's a couple of dents and stuff, but it's in better than the Rick and Morty one. Again, we just auctioned this one off. I think it went for £5.50. But those are the last Funkos that we've got, and so we'll be on the lookout for sort of other collections. If you've got collections that you want to sell, get in contact with us. Next up is this Batman movie Lego box. This unfortunately had some pieces missing from it, most notably the Robin. So again, this was just auctioned off. I think this one went out for £7 though, so still a little bit of money to be made in it, but you know, not as much unfortunately. Again, this was part of a bigger Lego bundle that I bought, but this was just missing a piece. Next up, we have a couple of board games. This is Gizmos. It's actually quite a good game actually. This is like an engine building game. You've got your pot of marbles, and then you're supposed to pick marbles out, and then those sort of count as your energy or resources, and then you use those to power your engine to get more marbles and keep the engine going. Pretty good game. This one's going out for £30. Quite a nice one. Then the second board game is this one. This is Meeple Circus. I've not actually played this one, but as far as I'm aware, kind of what you do, you need to you balance them all. They're all the meeples are kind of in different shapes and sizes, and I think you've got to stack them up and get points based upon how well you're stacking them and that sort of stuff. So again, that one's £30 as well, I think. The next thing you would have seen on the previous video is this Homer Simpson clock. Obviously the box is pretty beat up, but sorry, it's not a clock, it's a radio. But the radio itself is in pretty good condition. It's all tested and working, and as we said, you turn these eyes to turn on the volume and the tuning. This has gone out for £30. It has the instruction manual and obviously the box as well. It's from the 90s, very, very vintage at this point. So yeah, nice item, £30. Next one you would have seen from the previous video as well is this pink boombox. This is really, really nice condition, pretty flawless. This one's going out for £20. What you would have also seen as well is one of these, or you would have seen all three of them, but is these Snooker Cues. This one is sold. This is just the plain, the most plain of the three. If you remember this handle, nice vintage BCQ. That one's going out for £20 as well. Nice cue. And that's it for toys and games. I mean, like I told you before, we keep this business running as well by selling kind of, random items as well. And here's one of these random items. So last year we bought, it was a big bundle of watches. And this is one of those watches. I mean, there was actually a few sort of £100, £150 watches actually in that bundle. There's a lot of sort of cheaper watches. This is quite a nice women's one though. And this one's just going up for £10. Does need a battery change. All of the watches needed a battery change, but this is all listed in the listing. There's the face for it. Quite a nice retro style watch. But yeah, not that valuable. But like I say, we picked up a bunch, and there was a few £150 ones. The last thing, let me just put this back in the box. Now the last thing, and the only reason why I'm showing you this is because I feel that it's kind of interesting in a sense, but this we picked up last week as well. This is just it's literally just a pot, like a cooking pot. Really nice condition. And obviously it comes with a lid as well. And the reason why I show you this is because, you know, this sort of stuff is really, really sort of sellable. And, you know, some people out there are struggling financially, you know, especially with, you know, all the rising prices and energy costs and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I kind of want to show you this stuff because even if you don't know anything about games, toys, you know, electronics, everybody knows stuff, you know, knows something about this sort of stuff, right? And I think, you know, I picked this up for £3 and it's sold in, you know, 2 days for £20. And it's not interesting. It's not particularly, you know, exciting to look at. But you know, if there's people out there struggling financially, I implore you to go out and look for stuff like this. You know, this is the sort of stuff that you can pick up relatively cheap, and you can stick it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and get a good price for it. You know, you're not going to become a millionaire selling this stuff, but you know, £3 into £20, you know, you've earned £17. And I think you kind of need to ask, you know, how long in a full-time job does it take you to earn £17? And obviously there's fees that come off of this as well. But I just think it's worth pointing out for people out there. I mean, you know, Gary V blew the lid off of this game sort of a long time ago. But he kind of, you know, and I've been doing this for sort of close to 10 years now. But this is the sort of stuff that gets looked over, you know, gets looked past a lot. You know, everybody's looking at games and vintage toys and all that sort of stuff, you know, and people know what the value of those are, and it's hard to get a good deal on them. But this sort of stuff, if you're struggling financially, you know, there's ways that you can go out there and earn some decent cash. And like I say, this isn't going to make you a millionaire, but it should definitely supplement your income. And you know, definitely in a world since Gary V's blown the lid off of this game, you know, toys and stuff like that are harder to come by. So yeah, the business supports itself through sales like this. And obviously we're always trying to expand our inventory, but you know, I think this is just worth pointing out for people that are sort of going to be struggling throughout the rest of this year, and beyond, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully you've sort of found some value in this video. If you did, leave us a like. Hopefully you will subscribe and come back to the next video. I've got a couple more videos planned for this week as well. So let me know in the comments what you thought of that. Thanks a lot.